So in our main activity now, what I'm going to do is we're going to actually code it in the main activity class, what should happen when our button is clicked. So the first thing I need to do is I need to find all my elements. I need to find them. So var, I'm just going to call it var edt. So var, let's say we want to call it edt user full name equals find view by ID. It's an edit text. So r.id.edt full name and var txt display result equals find view by ID text view r.id, and then we have txt display result, and then we have var next thing that we have was a button. So btn add user equals find view by ID, and then I'm just going to pass in a button and then r.id.button add user. Now all we're doing here is we're just trying to make a reference to our button class and attach an event to it. So underneath here, I'm just going to do btn add user dot set on click listener. And then what do I want to happen? Well, when my button is clicked, I want to check first. I want to get what is inside our edit text. And then I want to check if it's empty. If it's not empty, then I would like to add it to the database. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do var str username equals edt user full name dot text dot toString, and then underneath it I'm going to write an if and else statement, conditional statement. If str username dot is empty, txt display result dot text dot, and then we can pass in whatever we want to say. We can say empty field. Else we now want to add it to our database. Okay, but before we add it to our database, what we want to do is we want to create an instance of that DB helper or an object from that DB helper. So we're going to do var db or val db. For the purpose of this, I'm just using any one of them, equals DB helper, and then our DB helper takes in the context, right? So we're just going to pass in this, and then all we need to do at this stage is we need to do DB dot, and it gives us add user, and I'm going to pass in str username. So this code here, right, all we've done is, if you remember in our add user, we are saying I'm going to pass in a string. Now, when you come to a DB helper, this is the string we're passing in, the name. So when we pass in the name, it's going to be added to our user full name. Okay, and that is where we are. But again, I'm just looking through here. I need to leave some spaces between my code so that I don't get any errors, because I'm adding it to a database. If I don't put space in between, it might get it wrong. It's quite important that you do that, or you end up with so many errors in your code. So in the next video, I'm going to show you our emulator, and we're going to see if it works. If it doesn't work, we'll fix the errors. If it does work, that's great.